Greetings crew. In this particular video I'm going to demonstrate how to create a graphical identity plate here in Lightroom. Although I'm using Lightroom 4, you can also do this in Lightroom 5 as well. I'm going to be beginning in Photoshop for this. Now as far as Photoshop goes, we want to start out by creating a new document. What's going to be really important here is the height. The actual height in pixels is 57. Although I'm using 60, so 3 pixels are going to be cut off. That's fine. I'm using a width of 600 pixels because I want it to extend a little bit further, but you can actually use a smaller number for this. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK here. Resolution is 72. The background is going to be white, and that's because it's going to be filled with an image anyways. So I'll go ahead and hit OK. The image comes in here. I'm going to jump over to another photo that I have selected, and I'm going to use this as the background element. So I'm going to grab this, drag it up over, drop it in, pay no mind to that, and set it up. Now the image is obviously larger than the space that I'm working in here, so I have a couple of options, and one is to free transform. So with the free transform, one thing I want to point out here is that you can transform when you grab a corner, you transform to the opposite corner. But if you want to transform to a specific location, such as, let's say I want to go right in the middle of the eyes there, I can move this reference point, this point of origin, right in the middle here. And then by holding down your Option key, I'm also holding down the Shift as well, you can grab all 4 sides at once and pull them to that location. So again, that's the Option key. I just wanted a little bit. Actually, I want to rotate so the eyes are a little straighter here. So I'm going to apply it. It doesn't matter that it's much larger than the actual image area. Go ahead and hit OK. Now next up, I'm going to add some type to this. So going back to the previous video that I had made about creating a custom shape for your logo, you can also do that, but I'm going to take the type tool and click and drag a text box. And then inside here, I'm going to add some text, such as, let's say, convertible goldfish. Sounds good. All right, so I can take that text and move it about, and I already have a style set up, so I'm just going to add a quick style to this, and it has a drop shadow and has a little bevel. Actually, it's just a drop shadow in this particular one. Now, I can save this right now as is as a JPEG file and then take it on over into Lightroom. But notice on the edge here, there's a little bit of color. What I want this to do is I want it to fade into the background, which is black in Lightroom by default. So I'm going to go to the layer of the photo, and I'm going to take the gradient tool. Now with the gradient tool, I'm going to click on this little icon right here, which will set our foreground and background color to black and white. What I want to do is go up to the top here, make sure I have the, linear gradient, and then choose foreground to transparent. That's going to be key here. So now I could simply click and drag. It's going to add a little bit of black on the edge here, which will allow the photo to blend into the background in Lightroom. That's it. All I have to do is save as a JPEG file. I will call this ID plate. Save it. I'm going to use the maximum quality for this because I have type in here. Jump back on over to Lightroom, and in Lightroom you're going to go up to the Lightroom menu at the top and select Identity Plate Setup. Now in here normally you can use text, type in whatever you want, your name for example, and have that show as your identity plate. What I want to use here is a graphical identity plate. So I'm going to click on that radio button, click into space to locate file, click on the identity plate JPEG, hit choose. Now it doesn't show up until you click in the enable identity plate box. Drop it on in there, and there you go, and you can see how it fades into black. It fades into the background. Otherwise it would just be abruptly cut off with color into black instead of this nice little transition. So hit OK, and there you go. That's how you customize your identity plate. I will see you in another video.